Neuralink, Elon Musk, a company that I'm very, very much interested in. It is fascinatingly scary. It's a chip that goes in your head. Very small, of course. They drill a small hole in the back of your head. They hook it to neurons in your brain to help people with learning disabilities, to help people with vision problems, to help people with hearing problems. And it's proven to work. It's proven to improve people's lives that have issues. And it's becoming much more sophisticated. And of course, the conspiracy nut in me is like, oh shit, this is going to be tied to Starlink. And there's going to be an overall command that Elon will send down. And anybody that has Neuralink chips in their head will become cyborgs of Elon. But it's okay. I don't think we have to worry about that. I don't think Elon's really focusing on that. Like the whole Neuralink and Starlink thing, they scare the shit out of me. I'm just saying. I'm just thinking Skynet and Terminators are a thing. But no, it's cool. I'm really behind this technology. I really love what he's trying to do here. And I hope it helps. I really hope it helps millions and millions of people. So let's watch what's happening with Neuralink.
What if you could plug your brain directly into the internet? Imagine gaming, watching videos, or devouring whole books instantly without needing a screen. That's the bold new vision being dreamt up at the San Francisco offices of Neuralink, billionaire polymath Elon Musk's controversial new venture. But what actually is Neuralink? How does it work? And what are the real-world implications of this mental sci-fi fantasy? Join us today as we put on our thinking caps and learn the secrets of Elon Musk's new mind control device. The first thing you should know is that tech colossus Elon Musk is terrified about the rise of AI, or artificial intelligence.
Yes.
AI is overlooked by very smart people, he said before. That's because, in his view, very smart people do not think a computer can ever be as smart as they are. This is who.
Yes. Oh my God. What a fucking brilliant quote that is. That is such a great quote.
Hubris and obviously false. Musk's chief worry is that, left unchecked, artificial intelligence.
Oh! Jam!
Thank you, it's gonna be glass.
Thank you, Jamma. I appreciate you gifting to one of the community time members. Thank you, bro.
Will rapidly evolve beyond humanity's ability to manage and regulate it. Then, he frets, at some unknowable moment, human beings will become a mere nuisance to it, and it will dispose of us without hesitation or remorse. Musk's plan for tackling this existential threat is twofold. In 2015, he founded
Joining it, becoming one with it, becoming the AI. Like that's, I mean, like quite literally, he's like, hey, like we need to evolve alongside it. Like I heard him talk on the Joe Rogan podcast, and it's actually, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
OpenAI, a non-profit consultancy dedicated to researching AI and steering the wise legislative oversight he feels the industry so desperately needs. And in 2016, he also founded Neuralink. In Musk's eyes, it isn't humanity's raw intellectual horsepower hobbling our ability to take on the robot master race. The human mind is plenty nimble enough to get by. Instead, the problem is what Musk colorfully refers to as our human bandwidth. Whether you're reading a Wikipedia article or listening to some seductively urbane narrator on a YouTube video,
thank you, Jamma. So glad to see that you're here from Thailand, man.
Of about 3 to 5 words per second. That's pretty lame from a bandwidth point of view. Computers, of course, can digest entire bookshelves in a fraction of that time, which puts mankind at a very obvious disadvantage.
Very obvious. Man, can you imagine the day this is actually a required thing, or you're considered an ape? You're considered an imbecile if you don't have something that can process these things in your brain? I mean, like, that will be a reality. That will be a reality. Like that is kind of crazy to think about.
Enter Neuralink, which plans to beef up our bandwidth with a little help from a discreet coin-sized intracranial device. And in order to make that happen, Neuralink needs to learn how to read minds. Here's how it works. Every time your brain performs a function, nerve cells called neurons chatter to each other across connections known as synapses. Everything your brain does, from lifting your right arm to processing the words I'm saying right now, involves a firing of specific synapses from specific neurons. Neuralink's nifty gizmo incorporates over 1,000 minuscule electrons electrodes, each one just a tenth of the width of a human hair. These electrodes splay out into your brain tissue, passing near enough to those chatty neurons to overhear their activity. This activity is beamed directly to an external device, which will most likely be fitted over your ear. From there, sophisticated algorithms interpret exactly what you are thinking at any given moment. Here's the really ambitious bit.
Here's a really scary part. Before we get into the ambitious bit, the scary part is like actual viruses, like computer viruses will be something we have to protect ourselves against. Not only do we have to worry about the bioviruses that are out there already, COVID and all that shit, now we're going to have to be susceptible to like computer grade technological viruses as well, man. Oh my God, man. Think about all the shit you see in Cyberpunk too, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God. Sometimes, man, I just think to myself, maybe I was born too late. Like, I feel like I was born in that really kind of messy, cluttery time period in life. Like, I would really just like to have been born a long time ago or way far into the future. Like, I feel like right now is that really kind of messy phase. I just got like plopped right down in it, man.
Musk and his team reckon they can also send traffic the other way, broadcasting information back into your brain through the intracranial device. To date, the company has set itself relatively modest goals, monitoring and interpreting brain activity in non-human mammals. Take Gertrude, the pig, who was implanted with a Neuralink device to help researchers track which neurons fired whenever her snout was lovingly caressed. More famously, Pager the monkey recently went viral.
We watched this video, and I had a contest with Pager the monkey, by the way. And I would like to say that I came very close to beating Pager. I was very close. I got beat by a chimp, is what I'm trying to say. It's very embarrassing. It was quite embarrassing. I got beat slightly by a chimp, okay, everyone, with Neuralink. It had Neuralink, everyone. Listen, I threw down the gauntlet. I challenged Pager. I lost, all right? I lost. I was almost as smart as a monkey with a Neuralink chip, Astral. Let's just say that disclaimer. Let's put that on. Let's put that on there. I was very close to being as smart as Pager the monkey. All right?
Viral after Neuralink posted a video of him successfully playing retro video game Pong using only the power of his adorable monkey mind. Pager started the experiment playing Pong the old-fashioned way with a regular joystick. Neuralink studied which neurons fired whenever Pager moved the joystick up and which fired when the joystick moved down. From there, it was comparatively simple for the Neuralink team to read those firing synapses and broadcast that info from Pager's mind directly to the console in real time without a joystick. Pretty cool. Neuralink's next trick is to install its intracranial device into a paraplegic human test subject. It's hoped this technology might enable those suffering with paralysis to access the internet.
Sorry, I got like a fly flying around in here. This is where I think like I'm really fascinated about Neuralink and helping people that are paraplegics, people that have issues where they can't move different limbs, learning disabilities. Like this is where I think this really comes in and saves the day. Like, I'm so happy. One of my friends, Sean, who actually comes into the stream here quite often, he lives about 25-30 minutes away from me, and he's in a wheelchair. When he was very young, he won't mind me sharing this story. He's a cool dude. He fell off a ladder like 30 feet up, broke his back. He was in his 20s. And he hasn't been able to move his legs since, man. So like, you know, I'm really rooting for Neuralink to help people like my friend Sean. And I really think that is the goodness in the Neuralink project. Like that to me is like the positive in Neuralink.
Without needing their fingers or clumsy voice controls. Beyond that, says Musk, it could help tackle other problems, from addiction to blindness. If this all sounds like some utopian sci-fi plot, Neuralink was supposedly inspired after Musk read a series of E&M Bank novels called The Culture. Just wait until you hear how it gets put in your skull. Those minuscule filaments we mentioned earlier are much too fiddly for a regular human doctor to be trusted with. So Neuralink has developed a $20 million robotic neurosurgeon to install those impossibly tiny filaments into your noggin in a manner described as akin to that of a sewing machine. Naturally, it's important the robot surgeon manages this without damaging anything important or causing unnecessary blood loss. This obviously means the company has
God.
some high regulatory hurdles to clear before going to market. As Musk himself has put it, getting FDA approvals for implants
If I go under I'm probably gonna need this because I'm going blind myself. That's why I always have my shades on. This morning couldn't find them, but like this robot, this motherfucker.
With a common denominator.
With a common denominator. Thank you, Triple. I love you, bro. I'm gonna be laying under this thing and this fucking robot arm's gonna go crazy. Start poking holes in my head, man. I'm gonna be fucking Pinhead from this thing when I get mine. Whoops. Why are we we know it's DG here. What is he in for? Oh, he's going blind. He needs help with his vision. Okay, let's put him down. Let's get him prepped for the machine. And then the machine starts stabbing my eyeballs. Oh, this isn't working. We need to move this. Oh.
implantable devices of any kind is quite difficult.
Technical difficulties.
Process. The benefits of Neuralink would be striking. Aside from trivial applications like online shopping or checking the football scores in the privacy of your own mind, the power to access the entire internet at will could spark a revolution in human creativity. Still, critics have their doubts. For starters, artificial implants anywhere in the body can and do frequently cause unforeseen rejection reactions. That's probably not something you want inside your skull. Neuralink engineers also need to make sure their device, and especially those wee filaments, is capable of resisting corrosion in the damp, briny intracranial cavity. There's also the very real threat of malfunction or computer viruses or even malicious hackers. Nobody wants to deal with a phishing scam happening in the confines of their own skull. Not to mention the labyrinthine moral and ethical implications inherent in this technology, quite apart from the whole animal testing thing. If a device can read your thoughts,
thanks for stopping in and supporting us, dude.
To another Neuralink device, isn't that telepathy? How will this affect society and how we live and interact with each other? What does consent mean in this unprecedented framework? Musk, for his part, is characteristically upbeat about Neuralink's potential to enhance our lives, breezily referring to his new brainchild as a Fitbit for the skull. He's even said human trials might be on the horizon as early as the tail end of 2021. But bear in mind he has a reputation.
Every generation needs a Thomas Edison and an Elon Musk, man. Like every generation, you always have these guys that lead the way. You might not like them personally. You might not like their attitudes. A lot of people didn't like Edison. Just ask Tesla. There's a lot of people out there, but only a few of them get to lead the way. And you know what? I'm just happy that they're out there kind of like, hey, these things need to happen. We're going to push them forward.
For mad, exaggerated timescales. Certainly, Musk's almost limitless financial resources are attracting top neuroscience talent to the team, and reports from the firm suggest no piece of equipment is too expensive to meet the CEO's ambitious deadlines. After all, if we're actually going to beat the machines, maybe quick thinking is the only way. What do you think? Are you excited to go online without needing a cumbersome screen? Or will intracranial devices turn us into a race of soulless cyborg zombies? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to hit subscribe for more utterly mind-blowing tech content.
I like that content creator. Very well done. His name is Tech Vision, and he's doing very good for himself with 500,000 subscribers. But I'm definitely going to thumb that up, and I want to thank my community for making me aware of this video, man. You guys know what I'm into.